NBC News Bureau in Burbank is psychologist Lillian Glass. So Lillian, we've got Senator David Vitter, John Edwards, former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer. That's just to name a few public figures, politicians who've come out and admitted to affairs. What is going on? You know, every person that I talk to who's not in the news business, who maybe doesn't follow politics as closely as we all do, they all say the same thing: arrogance. What are these people thinking that they wouldn't be found out?
They are so right, because so many of these politicians feel entitled. I mean, they have glamorous lives. They travel around in the first-class treatment. And so they feel they can do everything, and they can do anything. And that is why they succumb to this oftentimes.
And Lillian, when we introduced the segment, we talked about the fact that this is the second high-profile Republican to announce an affair in a week. But obviously, you've got Republicans and Democrats in the mix. This is not a party issue. This is a human issue.
No. It is a human issue. And what's most egregious, especially about Stafford, is when you saw him point the finger so vehemently at President Clinton. He demanded that he be impeached. Yet there were three fingers pointing back at him because he's the culprit. So oftentimes when people accuse other people so vehemently, they've got to look at their own backyards.
Are there certain politicians who are more prone to cheating? Or I guess really the question is, are there more people who are more prone to cheating?
Well, again, it's a human foible, but yet we expect so much from our politicians because we do hold them up to a different standard. We do expect certain things, because if you're cheating on your wife, are you cheating on your constituents? Are you telling them the truth? And in this particular case, it was just horrible because his wife worked with him. She helped him get where he was, and he really betrayed her.
It's awful that the position that the families are put in these situations. Lillian,
horrible.
Let me just ask you quickly, what about women in power, female politicians?
Well, again, it's a different situation. There is a sex difference. But again, we certainly haven't seen as many women exposed publicly in this regard as we have male politicians. Of course, there are more male politicians. But what we have seen is the fallout with the families, the wives. And this is the first wife, Jenny Stafford, where she actually threw him out of the house. And that is very impressive to the public because they're not standing by their man. She's doing something proactive and making a statement about her own self-esteem.
Very, very sad for the families. Lillian Glass, thank you for weighing in. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.